Found your own school. Ha! So, I can't take any more. I'm gonna... Yohei.
Did you hear that?
Huh? Who?
He stood up.
No.
What do we do? Miko, think of something!
Oh, Yohei. The way it looks to me...
I don't know what to tell you.
You don't
No,
know...
pinche madre. Oh my god.
Your brother is your... And yet...
But...
As you wish. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next. It's futile trying...
Alright, I'll talk. I'll tell you... Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. Just like the book described, we drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and lo and behold, spheres of light. After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword skills, but his whole personality changed too. Because I was worried that if he goes back to normal, he'll lose his... If that happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just want...
So then, why'd you go to the Grand Gnarl?
Well, because with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something, and then no one would want to sign... So I was thinking that maybe Lady Gucci might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skills?
My, look at you with your ingenious schemes. Stop deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not his. They belong to the spirit that has put...
You're right. We were wrong to...
All right, then. Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt, and then draw your sword.
No mames.
Uf.
What is that?
It's the...
See that? That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Save me!
Oh, what the fuck?
Miko, he fainted. What do we do next?
We do nothing.
No vi la animación de la
But you, little
pizquita, que
one,
todo.
just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Who's this? Aha! A fellow swordmaster. Come on, fight me!
He's coming. Be careful.
Sí,
This is order. Solidify.
Everybody stand back. Let's light it.
Attaboy! Who wants some of this?
There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal.
Pinche tortuga de cagar.
Great! Excellent! Whoop. What a rush! I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
¿Por qué no tenemos la bandera alfa? No pueden eliminar a la puta alimaña del shinobi, güey. En serio.
We can talk about it
¿Cuánto
later.
tiempo que lo dejan ahí al pendejo agarrando la puta bandera que es nuestra? Lo puede matar.
el vato.
Yohei, is that you?
Es bien
Shingo,
coraje, güey,
you
neta.
alright?
No mames.
Hay un Helichur dormido ahí. What the fuck?
Yohei, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Domon's disciples. I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I
Vete a la
couldn't control my own
verga.
body. And there was this... I was terrified, and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't.
Nah,
Shingo,
hombre, vato, ¿qué
we
es esa
shouldn't have made
mamada?
that wish.
Yes.
Ay, de
And had
veras.
we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
Thank you, Lady Gucci.
Ya
And thank you
perdimos.
for your assistance,
Me fue por la
Alright,
puta
take him
bandera
to get
B.
some rest.
No podemos
He's
agarrar las
very,
banderas
he will
como debe
experience a high
ser.
fever,
No
but it
jugamos los
won't be fatal.
objetivos.
Remember, this
Hombre,
is the
me toca
price you
siempre
pay.
perder, güey.
At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you.
Pinche coraje,
But
güey.
I think you get the...
Yes, we understand now.
Pinche Shinobi, güey.
We won't do
Mató
it ever
7 cabrones y no
Thank
murió
you,
ninguna
Lady
puta
Gucci.
vez, güey.
Thank you,
Nadie lo pudo
exorcists.
matar, no me jodas.
Ay, güey.
We'll be on our way then. Come on,
Una
Shingo.
puta mierda, güey.
Es For Honor, güey. No sé qué estás esperando.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten involved? And if so, why the heck were you so reluctant to help out?
Oh, they would have been fine. I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
So, what was it that possessed Shingo?
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Pinche madre con este equipo de cagada. Sáquenme de aquí a la verga, no quiero estar jugando así.
Paimon's got it. It was Oni.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it
Oh,
didn't have any
supone que
ill
no tenía que ir,
intentions.
güey.
As a matter of fact, it actually
Creo que
seemed
sí,
like it was
como
trying to
pendejo.
train Shingo to become...
Fair enough. But
Tossing salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then, you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared. Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord. Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way. Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
whew. Well, the main thing is that nobody got hurt.
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here. Come on, off we go.
Hold on, Miko. You say everything's wrapped up, but are you sure about that?
Hmm? You mean you disagree? Oh, you mean that they got the incantation from that book? Yes, I know the one.
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today. Incantations seem really popular right now.
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of summoning spirits and stuff. And loads of people are trying it.
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret.
But who wrote this book? And why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk? What do you think, Traveler? You're right. Big events in the Light Novel market should be at the center of her attention, surely. But she doesn't seem to care.
Lady Yai, I finally found you.
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
Pero me fuck.
I'm here to report on Yai Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please take a look.
Let me see. What? We're losing market share?
Yes, overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking. We're being beaten in all categories. One book is topping the charts. It's called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Both of you.
La
back here
verga,
now.
toda la neblina aquí.
Miko? What is it? You have a really...
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the Yai Publishing House by every analysis. Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, And now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is. I have to come up with a counterplan. And you are going to help me.
Huh? How is this our problem all of a sudden?
Paimon, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? Am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma isn't so important in your eyes after all?
Wait, what just happened? Again, you technically have a point, but this feels all wrong.
Nothing's wrong, okay? Come on. We're going to war. I'm going to head back and make some preparations. Meet me outside the Yai Publishing House.
Shine down.
All right, new toys for the boys.
¿Qué pusiste una partida de Bridge o qué? José.
No, ¿por qué?
Dijiste nomás una partida y ya tardaste un chingo.
Ah, porque regresé a dominación. Pero pues esta vez por fin estoy ganando y estoy concentrándome bien en el juego.
Dale.
Pues que necesito calentar. Y ahorita ya me voy a ir, güey. Nomás
El
quiero
vato
ganar
te
y-
pones como si estuvieras pinches jugando un ranked o algo. Es una pinche partida común y corriente. El puto For Honor, ya sabes que es un puto estrés. No es nada importante.
All right, Nico, we're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yai Publishing House.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yai Publishing House with the status of Guji Yai and tell everyone that the incantations in that book are dangerous!
Oh, wow. Your first guess and you got it absolutely wrong.
El vato justo a tiempo, de hecho.
No me creerás lo que pasó.
Es que te reíste a lo pendejo así de carcajada exactamente en el momento justo, güey.
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now.
Güey, es que literalmente el pinche Yang Young se me vino enfrente y yo nomás, ¡pum!, con la pistola del pirata y se murió la verga.
El vato.
In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out. Also, sales for the book would only...
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty catastrophic. Oh, how about...
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths as would be extremely disruptive to the lives of Inazuma.
Güey, ¿cómo estamos perdiendo, vato? Llevo 7 takedowns. No podemos tener otra bandera.
Well, I've been thinking. I've read
Este
a
pendejo.
first-hand
Lo
guide to
maté 2
summoning
veces y se empieza
spirits.
a reír de mí.
It has many other good qualities besides the
No entiendo cómo es
incantation.
que no
The book
podemos ganar la
contains
otra
many
bandera,
ancient
güey.
kaidan,
¿Por qué
or
nos
tales
ponen
of the
unos equipos bien
supernatural,
culeros?
and is written in a very engaging way.
Tienen
That
nada
is
de
why the
puto
book has
sentido.
become so popular. I think we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its popularity while it's the only work in its league on the market. That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing. So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest hit novel. Smash our rival sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yae Miko wages war. Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand...
Wait, Miko. So you want us to write a novel?
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the Yae Publishing House. I did say this is what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary. Anyway, there is a writer submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me. I'll be at Uyu Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
Must have her reasons.
The key to a successful light novel is having good illustrations. When to use illustrations, what they should contain, and which artist you should commission for them. These are all key things. Good illustrations can make up for bad writing. There's a saying that light novels are essentially a case of buy art, get words free. The illustrations in a...
Buenas ilustraciones, ya entendí, ¿qué tal, chico?
I've been reading light novels for a long time now. I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works with an original core concept and good storytelling.
Que se vean bien, que sean de fantasía, largas y asombrosas.
These days, though, everyone seems to be imitating each other. Most of the time, I can guess what the story is about just from the title. The only recent book worth mentioning is a first-hand guide. Not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life. So much so that I'm almost wondering if maybe the author really has met all those
Illusion shattered.
I'll be honest. I read light novels for the cheap. In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually has this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of separation, loss, and ultimately growth and... By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, where the protagonist is super strong right from the get-go. That's what I mean by cheap thrills. The protagonist is a kitsune who has not only mastered the secret art of incantations, but also tea ceremony, painting, and calligraphy.
There's much more to light novels than Paimon realized. Let's go tell our findings to Yae Miko.
The Yae Publishing House has held many writer submission events to date. The winner gets a huge amount of publicity. It's been the ticket to fame for a lot of authors. If you've got a good idea for a story...
Es imposible ganar con un equipo tan mediocre. Por más que lo trate de estar salvando el equipo, no puedo si no van a jugar los puntos, güey. Y eso quizá el pirata, güey. Me arriesgué demasiado tomando ese personaje.
El batito pirata.
Pensé que no lo iba a armar con el pirata, pero fue todo un buen juego, la neta. Pero esto es lo que pasa cuando te meten puro mediocre que no sabe jugar. Que no juega los puntos.
El vato ya tiene sueño, güey. Mejor va a dormir.
Ya, Chile, ya me voy a ir a la verga, güey. Me Me hierve la sangre, güey, cuando no podemos ganar por puntaje y la verga, o sea, no me
Es
jodas.
puro sueño, güey.
O sea, ellos reputación 70, 58, 26. Yo que tengo un puto reputación 1, mediocre de mierda. Y lo ponen que está a mi
You've already
propio
met
nivel, güey. ¿No
Junkichi
esas
and
son
Shigeru.
mamadas?
Shigeru
¿De
is
dónde
an
juego lo
experienced
saca,
editor,
güey?
and Junkichi is the author
Matchmakings
he's
ahora están de
partnered
la
with.
verga.
Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have
Oh,
been very
no.
popular with young people.
Ok, voy a
He's developed
descansar.
a distinct and enduringly
Me
popular
voy,
style.
Dante, cuídate.
Satomi is Yai Publishing House's ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different
Vas a ir
stories
tú
and all
jugando.
under different pen names. As for what those names
Que
are,
te deseo suerte, güey. Cuídate.
that's a trade secret.
Ya está.
They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks a first-hand guide to summoning spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan now?
Uh-huh. It definitely makes sense.
Now then, tell me what you found out about readers' preferences. All very true. An original core concept, a fast pace, quality illustrations, and lots of action. This is the formula that will guarantee good sales numbers. More importantly than that, even though it's a work of fiction, we have to deliver a sense of realism.
Paimon followed pretty much all of that, but there's still one question. What are we actually gonna write about? For example, we know we need an original core concept, but how do we come up with one?
Before you can answer that question, you have to understand your target audience. Take a first-hand guide to summoning spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the information gap between author and reader. As a traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma. What is commonplace to you may be fresh and original to them.
Oh, right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and Lille. But that would make it a completely different genre than a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. Is that...
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences. As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
Alright, let's start with chapter 1 then. What do you think?
Reencarnando en otro mundo, encuentras con una comida de emergencia flotante. Mi amigo, el bardo holgazán. Gran aventura con un dragón. Me tientan un chingo los primeros dos.
Let's see what you got. After enrolling in the Mondstadt Academy, I found out that the young man sitting next to me in class was a total slacker. He said he was a bard, had a habit of playing his lyre in class, and always had a bottle of liquor on his person. But his true identity was actually the principal of the academy. What kind of plot is that?
Out of a maximum of 10 points, I'd give that a 9.5. It just goes to show, you have to have an interesting character sitting in the back row by the window. The protagonist is a transfer student, new to the school, whose ordinary life is about to take a wild turn when they meet the ballad and alcohol-loving principal. Sounds interesting.
Paimon just does not see the appeal.
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past. I think you really understand what thoughts from the experts. Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with that problem.
That's good. Okay, we're done with Chapter 1. Let's move on to Chapter 2.
Huh? Won't that do?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain. Hurry, Chapter 2, let's go. Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it came to this. But alas...
Before it came to what? What's happened?
The bane of our existence. Writer's block. It's your arch nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse than death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Yeah.
Sounds awful!
When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do. Don't worry, this is my treat.
Your treat? Oh, wait a minute. Miko, we'll be getting paid for all the hard work we're doing, right?
Of course. Everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Okay.
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now. For the sake of our paycheck, get your brain going!
Pensando.
Ooh! Does this mean your inspirations come back?
La chica rockera me convertí en cría de Drago Bartogeo.
Let's see now. The protagonist arrives in Liyue and befriends a young man who doesn't have the money to pay for anything. Only later do we find out that this young man is none other than Rex Lapis himself. With the help of the Qixing and the protection of the Adepti, I am free to roam this vast realm. Is this the kind of cheap thrill that guy was talking about?
I give it a 9.8. The story is fun and action-packed with no dark undertones. Also, there are a great many legends about Rex Lapis. I'm sure it will spark the people's I, for one, think there's a sizable market for this. Approved.
Alright, well, let's just hope Zhongli doesn't mind.
Ella lo notó.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yai.
Let's write about Inazuma in the 3rd chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt Decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
El es intolerable. Que aborde el decreto de ediciones. Hasta nunca. Decreto de captura de libros.
The strict Principal Raiden of the Inazuma Academy decided to confiscate all light novels.
Oh no.
With the help of Lady Kitsune, the protagonist defeats Principal Raiden in an exam before the throne, forcing the principal to abolish the literature hunt decree. Are we absolutely sure we can publish this?
We can and we will. I think it's great. One thing though. We'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the Omamori. Let's change it to The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle. That...
Whoa. So we're really going head-to-head with our rival on this one, huh?
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Inazuma absolutely adore her. You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yai Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation. Once our light novel is complete, let's meet at the writer's submission event.
Música de relleno.
Let me think. What spell does Lady Kitsune teach to the protagonist? I've got to make sure it sounds...
Listo. Vaya, pensé que iba a pedir comida. Dormir. ¿Cómo voy a dormir?
Miss Hina doesn't usually do endorsements, but since it's Lady Guji that's asking, we'll see. With Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot of people have come to us hoping to do a... But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She still prefers to focus all her efforts on replying to readers' letters, and turns down every promotional opportunity she can. Maybe that's why her fans like her so much. I'm getting off topic here. Anyway, if we can get that endorsement from Miss Hina, you'll definitely get an May your light novel sell well and set a new record for the Yai Public...
We'll do our best.
Are you sure you'd like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
Thousand Hands.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon's slowly starting to understand your unique taste.
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished. Don't you think it's a very descriptive pen name?
We'll get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you really think this this is gonna work.
That's right. Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist should be.
Okay, then I'll sign you up. Please come back in 3 days for the results. Thank you all for your submission. I wish you the very best of luck.
Vaya, una persona. ¿Qué hace otra alma desvelándose a esta hora? 3 de la mañana. Buenas noches, persona que está viendo esto. Esperar 3 días. Hay que encontrar un buen lugar. No funcionó. No, yo no había visto este corte.
Rise!
Oh shit.
Quake!
No funcionó. Si llego... me llegó.
Rise!
Eso no va a funcionar.
Crumble!
Bueno. No. Eso. Subir ahí arriba es imposible, sí. No hay manera en la que pueda... Espera.
Quake!
Nope. aquí mero.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I...
Vaya, de hecho ahí hay un puto... Wow, hay manera de subir entonces. ¿Qué pasó, Choco? ¿Qué onda? ¿Tres?
Ah, you've all finally made it.
Hola. ¿Qué tienes? ¿Qué? 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 ¿Qué quieres? ¿Quieres cariño o quieres salir al baño? ¿Quieres salir al baño? Anda. Dale, ándale. Sal. Chop, chop. Listo.
Good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves.
Oh, well.
Multiple sales locations are asking when we'll be printing more copies.
Woohoo! That's great!
This level of success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold. I have free copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment will follow shortly, and I'll notify you to come and collect it when the time comes.
Oh yeah! The whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning. We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal. How do we know whether it worked?
Oh, don't worry. The change. Shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking about. The conversation has already moved on, hasn't it?
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits at midnight, and your wish will come true!
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man. No one's talking about that anymore. The secret spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The secret spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the Kitsune and all the other powerful yokai. They can make any of your wishes come true. I heard that the incantations in a first-hand guide to summoning spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of Mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he developed a high fever. They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get rid of the That proves that the incantations in this book are more potent than the ones everyone was trying before.
Really? Well, I better go and prepare too.
Well, feeling less worried now?
Wow, you're right! Everyone's shifting focus! But what's this moonless night that they're talking about? Paimon doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
This is something that will become very important to us further down the line. Alright, it's time to move on to the next phase of the plan.
There's a phase, Tib?
Of course. Behind every book that hits the market lies an author, right?
Oh yeah. If we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide to summoning spirits. Also, we still need to figure out what his motive for writing it was.
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki. But when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever of having written the book. Yes, this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him actively sought him out. After his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel."
But the spirit that wrote the book has already left him now, right? So...
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to... And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role. Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Nico, what is this place?
The ideal spot for a little meet and greet with a certain elusive author. This is the place where we are most likely to succeed.
Really? But it feels so...
That seems rather fitting, considering that we are dealing with the spirits of... What are you so afraid of, honestly? We're finally about to meet the true author of a first-hand guide to summoning.
Paimon's heart is pounding, but Paimon's pretty sure it's not... Hey! Wait up! Oh, Paimon's scared. Stay close by.
Eso se puede, si quieres. Tal vez debería tirar por Yaimiko la próxima vez que salga. Aunque también tendré que conseguirle su arma y eso me da flojera. Tal vez debería dormir aunque ya es tarde para eso. Ahí está tu arma. 90 de 90, 22.000 de vida. Probabilidad crítica, probabilidad crítica. Ojete. Axioma de la Kagura. Qué cosa tan extraña. Fue nobleza, en serio. Uy, constelación 3, ni ganas de andarle. Dos, tres. 1, 2, 3. Creo que voy a tener que usar la tarjeta de crédito.
Come on now. Right here.
What a weird painting. Miko, do you know what it's supposed to show?
Probably a scene from ancient Inazuma.
It's a good piece of artwork and all, but it's also...
Además, ¿qué está haciendo ahí abajo?
Rakusai?
Let's go inside and take a look. Right now, emerge, right here.
Yeah.
My blade!
Right now, right here.
My blade!
Okay.
Order guide you. The fairy.
Right now, right here.
No necesito hacer solamente las tareas más triviales mientras paus los espíritus de otros seres. Hace un rápido movimiento y invoca un cerezo kitsune. Cada cierto tiempo encenderá un rayo algo cercano para infligirle daño electro. Si se invoca un cerezo kitsune cuando existen otros, los ya existentes subirán de nivel y el daño que infligen esos ataques. Okay.
Traveling to other worlds is all that anyone seems to be writing about these days. Goodness knows what they find so disappointing about their...
Wow, this place is huge! Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird-looking stool as well. Wonder what it's for.
Ah, I see. Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. Alright, go and take a look around. There should be a mechanism somewhere that makes the whole room move. Emerge.
Curioso. Curiosísimo.